Assalamu alaikum dear students. Our today's topic is measurement of price elastic demand. You know that the price elastic demand is defined as the percentage change in the quantity demand of a commodity divided by the percentage change in price of that commodity. Now, there are three different methods of measuring price elastic demand. Number one is total expenditure or total outlay method. Number second is proportionate or percentage method. Number three is geometric method. You see, the total we will discuss the first method here, the total expenditure or total outlay method. The total expenditure method to measure the elastic demand is given by Marshall. According to this method, one finds out how much and in what direction total expenditure changes as a result of change in the price of a commodity. We can consider three possible situations. You see, if rise or fall in price of a commodity makes no change in its total expenditure, then elastic demand is unitary. And if with fall in price of a commodity total expenditure increases and with rise in its price total expenditure decreases, then demand for that commodity is greater than unitary elastic. This is the second situation. And the third situation is if with fall in price of a commodity total expenditure decreases and with rise in its price total expenditure increases, then demand for that commodity is less than unitary elastic. In this case, total expenditure goes in the same direction as the price does. Now I will show you with the help of table and diagram. You see in this table, this is the situation A. This is the price of the commodity in rupees, and this is quantity in kgs. Now, in situation first, in this table, you see it shows that when the price of the commodity is rupees 2, the total expenditure is 8, the quantity demand is 4 kg, and total expenditure is 8 because total outlay is equal to price into quantity demanded, right? Now you see when the price falls from 2 to rupees 1, the total expenditure remains rupees 8 still. That means there is same total expenditure. That means there is same total expenditure. And I have already given you the first situation. If the rise or fall in the price of a commodity makes no change in its total expenditure, then the elastic demand is unitary. Here the elastic demand is unitary because total expenditure is same. Now if you see in second situation, you can see that when the price of the commodity is rupees 2, the total expenditure is 8 because he demanded 4 kgs. When the price falls to rupees 1, he demanded 10 kgs. Now the total expenditure increases. Total expenditure increases. See, when the total expenditure increases, here is the second situation. That means if with the fall in price of the commodity total expenditure increases and with the rise in the price the total expenditure decreases, then the demand for that commodity is greater than unitary elastic. Here the demand for a commodity is greater than unitary elastic. Now the third situation here is, you see in situation C, table shows that when the price of the commodity is rupees 2, the total expenditure is rupees 6 because he demanded 3 kgs of a commodity and total expenditure is rupees 6. Now, when the price falls to rupees 1, the total expenditure also comes down to rupees 4 because right now he demanded 4 kgs. That means if you see in this situation, the total expenditure decreases from rupees 6 to rupees 4. And you know, if with the fall in the price of the commodity, the total expenditure decreases, and with the rise in the price, and with the rise in its price, the total expenditure increases. Then the demand for that commodity is less than unitary elastic. In this case, the total expenditure in this case the total expenditure goes in the same direction as the price does. So I will show you this with the help of diagram. Now I will show you total expenditure method of measuring elasticity of demand diagrammatically. You see, if you see this diagram, and you see in this figure, suppose it's called figure 1. You see, the price is shown on the OY axis and total expenditure is shown on OX axis. TE is the total expenditure curve. You see, the BC part of the total expenditure curve represents unitary elastic demand. How? It shows that when the price is OM, the total expenditure is MC. When the price is OM, the total expenditure is MC. As the price rises to ON, the total expenditure is NB. The total expenditure is NB. That means same as before. That's called a MC. That means there is no change in total expenditure, and it's the case of unitary elastic demand. When there is no change in expenditure, when there is same total expenditure, that shows this part, it shows it's unitary elastic demand. Now you see this TB part of the total expenditure curve represents the greater than unitary elastic demand. It shows that when the price rises from ON to OR, the total expenditure falls from NB to RA. And it's the situation of greater than unitary elastic demand. Why? Because if with the fall in the price of the commodity, total expenditure increases, and with the rise in its price, the total expenditure decreases, then the demand for that commodity is greater than unitary elastic. This EC part of total expenditure curve represents less than unitary elastic demand. It shows when the price falls from OM to OP, the total expenditure also falls from MC to PD. The total expenditure also falls from MC to PD. Now it is the situation of less than unitary elastic demand. See, if with the fall in the price of the commodity, the total expenditure decreases, and with the rise in its price, the total expenditure increases, then the demand for that commodity is less than unitary elastic. And you can see here, in this case, the total expenditure goes in the same direction as the price does. So this is the total expenditure method or total outlay method of measuring the price elasticity of demand. In next topic, we will discuss the percentage method of measuring elasticity of price elasticity of demand. Thank you very much.